Hello everybody. Next week I'm playing the wonderful Tchaikovsky concerto, a very beloved concerto with the English Symphony Orchestra and Kenneth Woods. And they've asked me to share a few thoughts about the piece, my thoughts about the piece and what it's like in preparation for the concert. It's the first really big concerto that I played. I remember it's almost exactly 10 years ago, it would have been this time of year, that I was preparing it and playing it for my college auditions. They luckily let me in. But what a different experience that was to now, only 10 years later in my career. I hope I'll be playing it for many more decades. But having played it now probably more than any other concerto, it's really like an old friend. I love coming back to it and finding out new things about it, searching for questions for my answers for my questions about the unknown things, and finding new questions and new things to try and solve or understand. It's probably the most sort of loved concerto, very, very popular and almost a rite of passage now for violinists. But of course, when it was first written, it was deemed unplayable, and I think the critic wrote that it smelled of rotten cabbages, which is obviously not really what you want to have as a review. But it's established itself as one of the really great works. It's so romantic, so full of fun and dance. I think the French ballet influence is very, very strong, and there's a lot of relation with Tchaikovsky's ballet works. He was certainly in a good mood, not like in the piano trio, which I'm also playing next week. I remember when I was first learning it, my teacher saying to me, "You've got to try to understand a little bit about the Russian soul, the Russian psyche, the temperament, and also the landscape. So different to England, London, where I grew up. Huge spaces, and I think that's very much part of it. Swirling, going on and on, huge great lines, a real sense of space and sort of infinite development. Of course, it's very virtuosic and very fun, but it's so touching in its simplicity, particularly in the slow movement, which of course was rewritten. The first movement he wrote, he got rid of it. It was felt to be too complicated. And this is a very beautiful, very simple song. Another thing that's so much fun about playing this concerto is that it can be so wild and different and free with it every time. I try to, as much as I've practiced and studied it, to be very free with it on stage, and I'm really looking forward to playing it with Ken, having really enjoyed my last concerto experience with him. So I'll let you know how practice continues. So far, it's okay. And that's it for now. Good night.